Kia ora mai anō, welcome back New Zealand. Leisha Conrad joins me now to talk about the traditional art of mahi raranga or flax weaving. Kia ora, Leisha, and welcome to the show.
Kia ora mātai.
You've got some of your beautiful work here this morning. Before we take a look at it, talk to me about your journey with weaving. When did you start?
I started weaving when I was very young. It was a way of living back then. So I started probably around 7, 8, but doing it full-time now for 20 years.
And I understand it was your mum that taught you?
It was my mum that taught me, yes.
Yeah. And so is this sort of like a family thing? Because your mum's mum taught your
No,
mum?
it was my dad's mum that taught my mum, and my mum handed it down to me. So, yeah, so it's been coming down generation to generation.
Yeah. So how did you get involved? Was it something that mum said, you're going to weave, or did you just grow a passion?
It wasn't a... It was a chore. It was like what we did day to day. We had to get up and make kits before we went to school and collect flax. That's what we did to earn our living back then. So it was just part of everyday stuff.
How old is the art of weaving?
Oh, you know, I think it's as old as Māori. It's been around for a while, and I suppose without weaving, half our Māori be running around naked and probably struggling carrying their stuff if they didn't have raranga to help them out, yeah.
It's interesting, eh? Because, as you mentioned, I know that traditionally Māori used to wear, you know, whatever was weaved, wear piu-piu and all that sort of thing. And we've got some of your stuff there, the more contemporary stuff.
Yes.
Is this what you're doing now?
I am. I'm making kākahu, and I hire out kākahu for organisations and touring groups wherever they want to use them. But yeah, I do a lot of kākahu hire, and of course I do this on the side, but this is my main mahi here. Okay,
for our Good Morning viewers sitting at home thinking, I want to get into weaving, how do they go about it? Are there weaving courses?
There are lots of courses around and lots of classes that you can take. Our wānanga runs some beautiful mahi raranga classes, so you could probably ring them up and yeah, go along there and enrol, and most of them are free, so yeah, it's pretty good. Unless you're lucky enough to have a family member who's done it, and it can be taught, or can be handed down. I asked them if you can sit in on some of the sessions, yeah.
Now, there is certain protocol involved in terms of going out and collecting the harakeke or the flax. Tell us about that.
You know, it differs throughout all the iwi, all the tribes in Aotearoa. A lot of different tribes have a different kawa and tikanga associated with preparation and stuff like that with flax. But one that comes to mind is karakia. Before you go and weave anything, a lot of people still practice it today. They karakia.
Karakia or prayer?
Prayer. Prayer to Papa Tuanuku, Mother Earth, for supplying them with the resource, and of course giving them their blessing to make whatever they make out of it. So karakia was one of the big ones, yeah.
Speaking of resource, you've got a resource in front of you that you've been working on this morning, and for our purposes we're going to get you to carry on. What are you making?
This will just show people how Māoris weave. This is a piko, which is a backpack. So I've just started it in the back there just so that people can see how I weave. So it's really pretty much just, it's the interlocking of the flax leaves. So it's just sort of locking and then...
It's quite intricate, isn't it? I mean, you're making it look easy.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years, so it is quite easy. I mean, I can sit down and watch a whole program and weave with my eyes glued to the TV. I've been doing it so long, if I lost my eyesight, I could still continue to weave. But it's just interlocking all the leaves as we go along, yeah.
Is it okay for non-Māori viewers to weave?
Oh, absolutely. I've been teaching for 11 years, and throughout that 11 years, I've had a lot of non-Māori come into my course, and they excel just as good as Māori, if not better, yeah.
Excellent. So you're making a backpack. What is your specialty? What have you got down to a sort of, you know, a fine art?
Kete and backpack I've been doing for years, and I've got that down to a fine art. I'm pretty fast. I'll be one of the fastest weavers around, so I was doing up to about 100 kete a week.
100 kete a week?
100 kete a week. Portais, I do portais, and I do...
Portail hats?
Absolutely, and I do those 100 a week is easier. And it's just sort of me, myself, and I. And I've got it down to a fine art, and I critique my processes and make it as fast as I can, so that's why I'm as good as what I do. Yeah.
You're amazing, Leisha. Well, we're going to let you continue your piko, your backpack, and we will check back with you later in the show and see the finished product.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Kia ora, Leisha. Okay.